doing a Magic draft, and I'm recording it because Benny Hills, one of the guys that got me into cubing, dude's a beast, is in this one, and there's a chance we might play him, so gonna see how it goes. I think Mox Diamond, Lelia, or Manatee, they're probably the best picks. We're gonna stay open. We're gonna take the Diamond. It's not guaranteed that we play against him. If you lose, you're eliminated. It's single draft, so we have to get a good deck, and we have to win, and he has to win, and then we have to actually match up. But he usually wins a lot. So if we do our part, there's a okay chance we'll meet up. So ram it up, and is that Ramanap? I almost said ram it up. These are good dual lands. Remand is good. Wasteland is good. Those are kind of what I'm deciding between. I could just kind of like keep staying open. I think I do the best with red-black. Remand is good too. We're going to go with red-black. We're going to try and get aggro. We're going to get some good cards going, hopefully. Well, there's a start. There's a 1/1. Dragon's Rage Chandler. When you cast a non-creature spell, surveil 1. Then if there's stuff in your discard pile, it becomes a 3/3 flyer. Yeah, I mean, Questing Beast is good, but green kind of sucks. So we're gonna stay with the plan. And there weren't a lot of cards in that were black-red, so hopefully we can like cut it off. This mic's pretty good. Sorry if you hear the laundry machine going in the background. This was kind of an impromptu recording just because I saw that he was in there. But yeah, LSV is the GOAT for me, the guy who got me into it. And then I watch Caleb Gannon and Benny Hills a lot, so they've taught me a lot about cubing. They're fun to watch, and so potentially getting a chance to battle him should be fun. Aggro, we're gonna go with Strip Mine when we're doing our aggressive things. Kind of keep, especially in a cube like this where there's a bunch of tri-lands and dual lands and stuff, and a lot of decks rely on fixing, being able to just get our stuff out quick and then attack their lands is a good play. So we have Robber of the Rich and Fire Blast for what we're trying to do. Fire Blast is very narrow, comes around a lot, and it's harder. It's not the kind of thing you can splash, basically. There's Toxic Deluge, but if we're going to be an aggressive creature type deck, that might be bad for us. So we're gonna stick with the theme. Go Robber of the Rich. This guy's a beast, especially for this kind of deck, because we're playing out our cards, and then so we'll frequently have less cards in our opponent, and then we can hit them with haste, and then play the card potentially that it hits. Barrogoyf. I keep losing to this guy, as I keep forgetting it as freaking lifelink. So it's either that or the Swamp Cycling dude. We're gonna go with the Goyf. Not much else for us in there. We've been lucky so far in that there isn't like a ton for us in these packs, but there's at least been one card. So it's like the wheels aren't going to be very good for us, but at least so far we've been able to stick with the plan. All right, so we got the bat. That's good. That's hand disruption, cheap hand disruption. The flying and lifelink is not nothing, even though it's just a 1/1. Mox Diamond isn't like the absolute greatest in this type of deck, but if we keep our mana curve low, then if we draw like 2 or 3 lands, being able to discard one of them to that and accelerate out early is usually pretty good. So we're not going to have a ton, ideally, of stuff for Palantir, and it's kind of slow. City of Traders is colorless, but it can help us get stuff like Barrogoyf out, like turn 2, or Goldspan could be our like top end. It's just the flying haste. The haste part in this setup is often pretty good. We could take this in case we get like Minskin Boo, or we could take more top end here. I don't know if we're gonna play something like Grave Titan in a deck like this. So I'm gonna put this in the sideboard in case we get Minskin Boo, because that thing's just nasty. We could take this in case we get more artifacts. Or we could just take the artifact. Yeah, we'll just take the red card for the sideboard. Search for a land or Saheeli. Yeah. Not a great pack one for us for what we're trying to do. If we're gonna have cheap stuff, Dark Confidant, getting more cards could be good. Again, because we can play it sideboard and sideboard. There's Ragavan. So Ragavan and Kolagon's command. I mean, we have to take the monkey, but Flame Slash would be a good wheel for us. Hopefully people don't want red-black and that comes around. That would be amazing to get both of those out of this pack, but Ragavan on his own can just win games. 2-1, and then you can also dash him, which means he comes into play with haste and then goes back to your hand. And you get the top card of their library and you get a treasure token. You can play the top card of their library, I should say. So we have this, which makes a Ragavan, ironically. We could accelerate with Grim Monolith. This is good top end, but we would have to splash white, which I don't love doing if you can keep it 2 colors. And then there's this guy, which is like a good sideboard card. Destroy a colorless permanent or do 2 to a creature. I think this has this almost has not 0, but a low chance of wheeling. And I think this one should wheel fairly often this early. So we're going to take the Monolith and for something like Goldspan. Not a lot of interaction, not a lot of like destroy target creature, lightning bolt type cards. We have the bat, but not a lot of like hand disruption, not even like a duress or anything. So I mean, this has some flaws. We also don't have a ton of fixing. We just have the 1 Badlands, no like fetch land or shock land or surveil land or anything. So not a perfect start, but then I keep seeing all these like cards that would go great with blue. But anyway, I guess we're gonna take this guy because he's red. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Minsk and Boo is one of those cards that's worth like kind of preparing for, but we don't want to give this up just for a land that we have like a 5% chance of pulling or something like that, maybe less. Even like a Chain Lightning, something interactive would be nice. So there's the Inquisition of Kozilek. Ocelot Pride is good. Again, we would have to splash white. We have Planeswalker. We have more hand disruption. I think we're going to take that. Just early disruption is good. There's also the Monolith, but we got one of those already. So like, I've been playing a long time, but I'm not like amazing or anything. I make a fair amount of mistakes, so it'll be kind of funny to end up playing against him and end up on the thing and just watch him kind of roast me. Hopefully I can not make any like boneheaded blunders that I frequently make, but we're a long way from that. So this is good for if we play all our stuff, and then this is kind of good for like reloading and stuff. Gets a bunch of treasure tokens. If you have to discard your hand. Bone Crusher Giant's kind of what we're looking for, interaction and creature stuff. And we got the Lavamancer. Not a lot of fixing. So we have this, which is kind of like a lightning bolt, except you can't hit their face. And then we have the Freebooter. Choose a card from their hand and exile it until this guy leaves. We have some hand disruption already. I think we're going to go for the...
Thanks to her galvanic discharge.
That thing. The Flame Slash and Kolagon's command came back. That's perfect. Perfect. There's our creature. All right. So we're getting some good wheels. Tarmogoyf is an okay creature to splash. It's relatively easy to splash. Or we could do red-blue in case we get like Ancestral Recall or something in the next pack. I think we're more likely to want to splash. Did we get a red-green land? Can't remember. I think we're more likely to want that in the sideboard, obviously. And take a planeswalker, I guess. And take a raptor. Now it's the more big stuff we have, the less Dark Confidant is good. But we'll figure that out when we get to deck building. So Thoughtseize would be great. Lightning Bolt, obviously, like fixing the Bloodstained Mire, I think it's called. Obviously, top of our list would be like Mox Diamond, Mox Ruby, Mox Jet. Well, there's the white, but we didn't get any of those cards we wanted. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's no Ancestral Recall or Time Walk. I hate having to pass those, but we just can't justify playing those. I guess that's kind of the thing about blue is like not only like it opens you up to all the power 9 as opposed to just like the power 6 with a splash, the Mox and the Lotus. Like all the other 3 cards are blue, so in this vintage cube, not only is like blue a really powerful like interactive color, but it gives you access to like 3 of the most powerful cards of all time that other decks just can't use very efficiently. Like you can kind of splash like Time Walker, Ancestral Recall with like tri-lands and stuff, but it in a 40 card deck it definitely slows down the efficiency of your deck. So we have Firebolt, we have the Destroy Target Creature. I think that's the one we're going to take. I think this is more likely to come around than the other thing. There really isn't much else for us, so hopefully we can wheel the Firebolt. Haven't seen any red-black lands besides that original Badlands, which is not amazing. Even something like a Prismatic Vista would be pretty dope right now. Well, I'm not feeling extremely confident, but you know, you never know in these games. If we get Ragavan early a bunch and disrupt hands a little bit, and you never know. Alright, so we got this Tarfire thing. Even this Tri-land, man. We got this thingy. This is rough. So you can bestow from the graveyard, or you can just cast it, a 2/2 Phoenix. Do we want some shiny creature? We could just take the Jite. Jite can kind of like take over games. We have a bunch of like cheap creatures. You know what? Yeah, this is just basically a shock. I mean, there's not a ton of like goblin interaction and stuff in here, so we're just gonna take the Jite. Hopefully that'll win us a game. A Braid is really good in Vintage Cube. It's between a Braid and Liliana. I think a Braid, just destroying an art, having the flexibility to destroy an artifact or a creature, is really nice. Animate Dead. So this is a 2/1 for 1, which is nice. This does stuff, and this is actually not bad. I think we're going to take that and hope to wheel the 2/1. There's just a lot of powerful creatures that like end up in people's graveyards, and like being able to take their thing too it's even if we don't have to get like a bomb like the Atraxa or something for this to be useful. Like there's a lot of cards that can be in graveyards that for this kind of deck for 2 mana is going to be nice. And then also like you wouldn't expect it in this kind of deck based on the other cards. At this point, fixing over pretty much anything besides like the elite level card. So it's between Grief and Fiery Confluence. I think Grief, early hand disruption, being able to evoke this is pretty nice. There's a chance the Confluence comes around, not a huge one. Oh, there's something nice, and we don't really have to like Yeah, there's nothing else that we would really take here, so this is really nice, and this is one of the untapped ones too, unless, well, the early untapped ones. Ooh, so we're not taking Sneak Attack, but Mind Twist, when we have the Grim Monolith is nice. Dismember's a really nice removal spell, and this goes really well with Chandra the Planeswalker. If you cast it from exile, it does 5 damage to each opponent and their creature. If you use its +1 ability, you can cast that from exile, but Mind Twist is just one of those cards that we have the Mox and the Grim Monolith, you can just get rid of their hand and just totally wreck their game. Yeah, we're not a Breach deck, so we have removal. We have another 2/1, and we have some decent top end. If you can cast this for 2, it's okay. 6 isn't really what we're trying to do. This is exile a creature or a planeswalker. We're gonna take this guy. We're trying to smash early. Okay, we got the Firebolt. That was what we wanted from that pack. Could take the Ballista, but we're trying to smash early and often. Don't know about these bigger guys over here. So we're gonna have to add lands for stuff so we can get every time I take this, I end up siding it out because there's just better stuff. It is an instant, which is nice. There's this thing for 3 mana though. I don't know. We're gonna take the boom boom. Take the spell. We got a lot of creatures already. If it cost 2, I would have taken it, but nothing really here for us. I guess we'll hate on this thing. Hate drafting is a thing in this because this is a
Future Aaron here. Basically what I'm trying to say is in this format, if you take a card, nobody else can have it, whereas in the traditional Vintage Cube, multiple people can have the same card because they're playing from a pool of thousands of players.
It's an elimination draft instead of just an open thing. All right, time to start building. So we only have 2 duels, and then we have Strip Mine. So we usually play 16 lands. We're gonna have to make a lot of cuts. I think target play. So this is kind of like a questing beast without some of the cool stuff like Death Touch. I think again, we're just gonna have to cut this one. Just doesn't do quite enough.
Future Aaron here again. I'm gonna save you the literal 6 to 10 minutes of me struggling and stammering to put this deck together and just kind of explain the thought process here real quick. So basically what I ended up doing is getting rid of most of the 3 and 4 mana cards, like the Planeswalker and the Raptor. What I decided is this deck's strategy is basically to be aggressive early, use a lot of powerful 1, 2, and 3 drops. So I decided anything that was a high casting cost needed to be an elite level card, like the Barrogoyf or something. I kept the Goldspan Dragon in as like top end because it's a good finisher. It has like flying and haste. And I got rid of the Tarfire, which is essentially a shock, a 1 mana do 2 damage to any target. So in these types of decks with the low curves, you can get away with like 15 mana. Usually you don't want to go below 16. In most decks, 17 is ideal, but that ended up being the final decision here. 16 land, a Mox Diamond, and then a bunch of cheap, aggressive, but powerful 1, 2, and 3 drops, and then Grief and Mind Twist to disrupt their hand. So that's what we're going to roll into battle with, and you don't have to watch the other 5 to 10 minutes of me talking about this, so let's get right into the action.
All right, here we go. Get ready. If we're up against Benny Hills, we're going to have to do some slurping in the chat. Nope. So we got to win to play him. So we're going to play first. No possible play. Ugh. Jesus, not the best start. Mulligan that. I really don't want to go to 5. But this is just lame. Do we hope we draw stuff, or do we just hope for a good 5 hand? I mean, we can take their best card. All right. Hate mulliganing. Alright, we got Ragavan. So, I mean, it's something. So we're going to put back 3 mana, and I mean, this gives us a treasure token, but this guy is direct damage. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to do that. Alright, we're going to play around Wasteland. Hope this guy stays alive. Plains? Okay, okay. So we can stomp or firebolt. This is an instant, this is a sorcery, so we're gonna, and it's 1 mana. So we're gonna firebolt that. So we're gonna be able to hit with this, get a treasure. Hopefully we can get something to cast, kind of take away our card disadvantage from mulliganing. White has a lot of ways to get rid of this Ragavan, so we could be in trouble, but at least it wasn't like a Swords to Plowshares turn 1 or something. At least we get one solid hit in. Oof. That is no bueno. So, evoke, exiling the prison, so he doesn't want to get hit with that. Yeah, that sucks. And, wow, that gets +1/+1. No. He just gains a life. Alright. Well, that's not great. But at least it cost him 2 cards to do that. Alright, so we can save the stomp. Yeah, there's no reason to cast anything now. Hopefully he plays a creature that we can stomp and then draw a land and cast the Bone Crusher. That counts. That counts. So we're going to stomp that. Draw land. Nope. Okay, well at least that's out there. So we can destroy some more stuff and then eventually cast this Interpreter and hopefully he can do some damage. Land. Ugh, 5-drop brute. Alright. So we can abrade that, which is nice. Paying that for impending, not amazing. So do we want to get rid of the Mox? I feel like at this point he has so much mana that getting rid of the Mox isn't going to do a ton, and he only has 1 card in hand, so I think we're going to get rid of one of those. We want to use these because at some point we're going to play the Interpreter and we're going to have to discard those cards anyway. There's the land. So I think we can either abrade this last thing and then play the Interpreter next turn, or we can get it out there, start mashing, and hope we draw. At some point we can use the Firebolt to get rid of that. I think we want to get this guy going. It sucks to give up the abrade, but this guy's coming and he only has 1 card. We want to start being able to do like 5 a turn plus, so before he can get something big out there, we really want to start slamming. And maybe too late already. I'm not like LSV, obviously in more ways than one, but I'm not very good at like guessing these type of cards. I have no idea what this could be. Is it maybe maybe one of those like banishing light things, or one of the things that was like exile something for 3? Can't block that. All right. So we're gonna play the land. I think there's no reason not to. And we're gonna attack for 5. So he's gonna be able to exile our thing. Not good for us. So we want to get rid of that. So we're gonna cast this and then start using the clues next turn. I mean, for mulliganing to 5, we're putting up an okay fight. One more land. We can use Firebolt from the graveyard. If we draw a land, we can Firebolt that and then attack the Wandering Emperor. This is coming soon, which is going to be a problem. A very, very big problem. Just copying my guy. So the plan of getting rid of the Emperor is off. So maybe we should have abraded. I don't know. Mountain's not good. I mean, we can use Firebolt, so the question is, do we want to get rid of the Wandering Emperor? I mean, this guy's coming. I don't think there's like a ton we can do anyway. This guy's beating us down. I think if we leave this guy in play, I don't think we're have any chance of overcoming that. So I think we need to get rid of him. And then we can... Now if we attack, he attacks us for 7, so we need to save this to block his Bone Crusher. Next turn, we can draw some stuff with the Clue token, but... yeah. Trade that off. Man, he just keeps drawing stuff. This is where that Deluge would have been a good take. No reason not to get one more. Alright. I mean, we can kind of... I don't think there's anything we can draw that can get us out of this, so we might as well not give him more information and save time. Alright, so there's a lot of land in there. I think we're going to get rid of that, bring in the heavy artillery. Basically a shock. And, I mean, Grim Lavamancer in this case, I guess just has so much big stuff. I mean, we really don't have anything that can, other than this, that can get rid of his, like, big creatures. So I guess maybe we need to save that for that. But, yeah, I mean, good luck us. We do want to play first. We want to not draw all lands. Alright. I mean, this is early stuff. Can play that turn 1, that turn 2, and then turn 3. Hopefully we can get some good value out of that.
Future Aaron is back. At this point, my dear mother came into the kitchen to get some dinner, so I decided to mute the microphone at this point so you get to listen to me narrate some stuff. So I play my Dragon's Rage Channeler, and he plays the Ocelot Pride, which is a ridiculously powerful 1-drop. However, the change we made, the sideboard we made, putting in the Tarfire, ends up really saving us here. We get to do 2 damage and destroy his creature before it can create a whole bunch of tokens and just kind of take over the game. And we also got to surveil and see that we have Ragavan, our monkey boy, at the top. So that sideboard change, putting in the Tarfire, really helped us out here, because that Ocelot Pride has first strike, lifelink, and can create a bunch of tokens, and it would have become a problem very fast. So now we get to do some damage with the Dragon's Rage Channeler and get to see what he does. So he is going to play this 2/2 Securitron Squadron guy, who's a 2/2 with Vigilance, And that first part doesn't matter, but it has this ability that's going to come up later. Whenever a token comes into play, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So we're going to draw our Ragavan, and we're going to go on the aggressive. We're going to play it. And I end up playing this Magda. To be totally honest with you, I can't remember why I played that instead of the Dark Confidant. It seems like we have a high life total and we want to draw a bunch more cards. So I don't know why I played that instead of that. Maybe I was distracted. But he's going to play a Giver of Runes, which if you don't take care of it soon, it's going to be a problem. It can give all his other creatures protection from a color or colorless. This is actually one of the more interesting decision points. I was thinking about what to do with this Kolaghan's Command. I was debating killing the Giver of Runes and making him discard a card, or maybe I could attack with the Ragavan. He trades for something, then I could kill something else and bring it back. But as I was debating, it ends up being a moot point because he plays this Sky Seer's Chariot, and he names a card that I don't have, but still, it's a 3/3 flyer that can be easily activated. So it's a threat, and we got to get rid of it. So end up using the Kolaghan's Command on his two biggest threats, destroying the Sky Seer's Chariot artifact and getting rid of the Giver of Ruins. Just making sure it's the right thing to do. And then after that, we are going to go on the offensive and attack with everything, which leads to one of the more interesting decision points of the game. So we get rid of his stuff. We're getting ready to attack, and I decided to attack with everything because what I thought was he obviously was going to trade with the Ragavan and not let me get a chance to take whatever the top card was on his deck. So I thought attacking with the Dragon's Rage Channeler, we're going to put this swamp that we surveil in the graveyard. I thought attacking with the Dragon's Rage Channeler would be a free point of damage because he was going to trade with the Ragavan. But as you'll see, that's not what ended up happening. We attack with everything. We get our treasure from the Magda. And then he decides to keep his guy alive and eat the Dragon's Rage Channeler for free. Well, not for free because he's going to take a hit from the Ragavan. And with that Ragavan, we get our treasure token and we get his Mox Pearl, which we get to cast for free. So now we're going to play our Dark Confidant, and it's going to be his turn, and he's going to play a land and then play a Retrofitter Foundry. So I hate this card, honestly. It's really tough to play against, and on its own can win a game. And because of his Squadron guy, every time he creates a token, it comes into play with a bonus +1/+1 counter. So all of a sudden, because of that card, we're not in a great position anymore.
All right, my mom was in here. We had a lot of interesting decisions there. If this ends up being posted, I'll have to go back and kind of talk over them, but this is not ending up great. I don't know if this guy's just like top decking or what, but it feels like this guy's drawing something quality like every single chance he gets. All right. Come on, Dark Confidant, do your thing. All right. Well, I mean, obviously we're going to play that. Man. The problem with attacking is we really would love to get rid of that guy. But this is just going to, like, he's going to block Ragavan with this and then just keep making 2/2s. So we're not going to outpace that. Double strike. I mean, this guy is not nothing. So if we Ragavan and he trades with that, we just don't want him to get like too far ahead. We want him to have to. I just don't. If we just let the Braid would be so nice right now. I just don't see if we keep letting this thing get ahead of us, we're not going to be able to do anything. So we're going to try and get ahead of, try and keep him from getting too far ahead of us. What to do with that Kolaghan's Command was really interesting. I thought about attacking with the Ragavan, having a trade with something, then destroying stuff and bringing back the Ragavan. But when he played the other creature, I thought when he played the runes, I thought keeping that in play was bad. Oh, this would be nice, I think. Yeah, this would be great. Okay. I was thinking he would keep that because that's going to keep his tokens coming in as 2/2s. So we're going to play that. We're going to make it a thingy. And then we can make it a 3/2, but we're going to hold off on that. Because we can always do that later, and I'd rather not use the treasures if we don't have to, but let's see what we draw. GT's nice, and that's nice. Okay. Wow. The W. So that was another thing too. When I cut off the microphone, that instant we put in killing the Ocelot Pride, that was really nice. So Lava Mancer is just a little slow. We have ended up with stuff in there, but what would we? I mean, he goes kind of fast. Maybe the Goldspan Dragon's just too slow. Maybe in this particular matchup, we'd rather have the Lava Mancer. Just because now that we know that there's things that it can target. All right. Ugh, man. Strip Mine, it does have the GT and it has some disruption, but we would have to draw well. Oh, I don't know if this is a keep or not. Oh, man. I mean, Strip Mine can slow him down a bit. He's going first. If he plays the Ocelot, we do have something we can do with it. The GT can kind of take... You know what? This might be bad. But having things to take care of his early plays. If we draw just any creature, GT becomes a real threat. So we're going to gamble. He has the Pride, so that's part of why I kept it, is that thing can just take over, but having that is really nice. Creature, not land? Oh, Jesus. All right. We have no reason to keep those, so we're just going to do 3 to it. Man, drawing land here is going to be the end of us. This is such unlucky pairing. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how he knows that. Nobody else is going to be able to kill 1-drops. Does that mean he's mana screwed? If he's mana screwed and we get this Strip Mine in there. Good night. We might be able to steal this one. And I have Hate Bears and whatnot to do nothing to you. That do nothing to you. Yeah. So that thing for now is going to be a problem.
Hi, future Aaron again. So the reason I'm talking over this part is because he played that Chariot and just happened to randomly guess the Umezawa's GT that I had in my hand. And I got kind of upset because I thought I had made a mistake earlier and misclicked and hit the show hand button instead of draw card button, which gave away that I had the GT. But later I went back and looked and saw that I didn't do that it was just a random guess. Like, if you don't know what your opponent has, sometimes you just have to guess with a card like that. Like, I've played a card and just guessed Black Lotus. So if they happen to have a Black Lotus in their hand, then they're going to be like, what the heck? But yeah, this time he shut down my GT, and that's that. Back to the show.
All right, got to focus in these spots. Nothing we can do about it now. All right, that's a creature. So we're going to attack. Give us the option to make it a scout if we want to. Do we want to? No, we can't play anything, so we're going to play this guy and hope for the best. Oh, wow. All right. All right, we get to move on. Let's see how Benny Hills is doing. Yep, he's smashed. He's 2-0. So we have a basically 50. No, I don't. Just three people left. So we have 1 in 3 chance of playing him. I don't know how it all works. Just don't listen to me. Nope. All right, so it's either in the finals or we lose. One black mana. Oh god, we have Ragavon too. No. Oh man, this is so good if we just draw a single mountain. So good if we draw a mountain. I don't know. See this. I mean, we have this. If we draw just one mountain. All right, let's gamble. I too like to live dangerously. If we didn't have this, honestly, and like two things, like three, four things that go well with one mountain. If we just draw one mountain, it technically unlocks everything in the hand. Even drawing a swamp is not like the absolute worst because at least we can mind twist for one. But man, if we a mountain or any dual land, any mountain. So hopefully this does some work. We're gonna know kind of what we're up against here. Wow. So forest, questing bees. So I mean, I think we have to take the mana crypts. I think. Yeah, we have to take the mana crypt, but like this is not great. That's a lot of powerful cards. Is there any reason to take the no? Because then he can play the questing beast. Yeah, we have to take the mana crypt. I do not like my odds of winning this game, but you never know. So he's gonna play forest and fast bond. Drew a thingy. Oh man, we really need a mountain. So now he's going to be able to play the Ancestral Recall. That's not a mountain. So I guess we have to mind twist at this point. We have a 1-in-3. We don't have anything else we can do, and this gives us a 1-in-3 chance to hit the recall. And I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, whatever we hit is not the worst. I think out of all of them, we hope we don't hit Wheel of Fortune. But man, if we can nail that recall or that beast, that would be sweet. Got the beast. Okay, that's not the worst. So he's going to be able to refill with recall. But it's better than hitting the Wheel of Fortune, I think. So he's probably going to get some lands. Bunch of lands. If we Wheel of Fortunes, that honestly wouldn't be the absolute... Okay. Oh, there's the mountain. All right. So I think we need to... I don't want him to I really don't want him to wheel and lose the Ragavon, but I don't think we can let this come into play with a Wheel of Fortune either. Man, Mountain last turn would have been good, but oh well. Yeah, with this and Fastball in play, I think we have to get rid of this. And, I mean, he's most likely going to Wheel of Fortune, but this is going to be a problem. I do pack openings. I just pulled a foil one of these from M20 the other day. Yeah, here we go. All right. At least we can destroy something. Got our lands. We can bring Ragavon back with this. This would be a great time to draw that Animate Dead. We could get the Woodfall Primus from his discard pile, or the Questing Beast. Yeah, so now here come all the 2/2s. Not great. And he has a shifting woodland that can become creatures. Yeah, this is not very winnable at this point. But we're not going to give up. Yeah, that's not great. So before he can use that, I guess we want to get rid of something. Getting... using the shift in woodlands, so now he can just get unlimited tokens pretty much. Yeah, that's a good play. I don't know if we have anything that can get us out of this. I don't think so. How's he gaining life? Oh, Zurin Orb. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. Isn't he only supposed to be able to do this for a limited amount of time? Yeah, we'll save the time. Not make him go through it. Alright, so I think our deck's fine. I think we just need to hope to draw better. God, no red again. Fudge. But we do have the strip mine. I don't think we can keep this. I mean, we do have the animate dead. Could potentially be helpful for something. If I was putting odds on it, I would say we're probably somewhere around 10 to 20% to win this match right now, but it's not zero. Oh, we got to put something back. I almost put back the mountain. I think in this case, we need cards. We need... I almost want to put back the channeler. It's not going to... I mean, it does let us surveil, but I mean, do we put back... I mean, that gives us treasure. That can let us cast some powerful stuff. That for sure we're keeping. These for sure. It's between the channeler and this guy. I think we're going to put back... Alright, I think we're going to put that back. Good luck us. We're going to play that. So do we want to get that going or no? I think we need to start drawing cards. So we're going to attack first. And then we're going to play Homeboy. Forest, Island, Mountain, Ancestral Recall. Oh, fielded. I mean, if we can get the strip mine early, maybe we can do something. Well, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. Surveil. Swamp. Yeah, I think we want to draw lands, right? Yeah. Do we want to draw lands? Because we're going to exile that with that and then 2 mana stuff. I mean, maybe we don't need lands right now. I mean, we're probably... Yeah. Alright. So he's going to cast the recall. Yep. Okay, maybe I'm good at predicting stuff. Alright. So what do we got here? We got Nadu. We got the Safekeeper. We got Time Twister and Wheel. So getting rid of one of these is not good. I think the Lotus Cobra or the Nadu. Springheart. That does a bunch of stuff. So we can also get rid of something else with the Grief. We have to keep that in mind. So the Nadu is a problem. He has to draw a specific kind of land. So I think the Lotus Cobra and the Nadu are going to be what we get rid of. We could... Okay, so we can... We also... We can Grief the Woodfall Primus and then animate Dead it next turn if he doesn't... So I think we want to get rid of the Lotus Cobra because that's going to help him get a bunch of mana. All right. So Lotus Cobra's gone. So we're going to attack, and then the question is, do we want to evoke now or try and save it for next turn? Also, the Burgoyf is a 4/5. Maybe that gives us a chance to draw something else. We did just bin the swamp. I didn't do that because I was planning on using this for this. If he doesn't draw a land, if he draws a land, is he going to use Wheel of Fortune or Time Twister? I think I'm going to try and hold out for next turn to evoke. That might be a mistake. But if he doesn't draw a land, then that saves us from him Time Twistering everything we want back into. Although, would he Time Twister with these cards? I don't know. Maybe he could discard it for free, and then we can grief something, because he has 9 cards. We could grief something else, and then maybe he'll discard the Primus or the Behemoth. So hopefully he plays the Spring Heart, and then maybe he'll discard the Primus for free, and then he got the freaking land. You may pay 2 if it's attached to a creature. So if you don't create a token, all right, whatever. You get 2 tokens. He's gonna play that. All right. So he can play Nadu. So we can get rid of either the Nadu or the Woodfall Primus. Let's see what we draw. Did not draw anything good. All right, so I think we have to evoke, exiling that. It's going to show up double again, so we're going to get rid of these. So the question is, destroy target non-creature permanent. Okay, that's good to know. So we can still get rid of a land. But the question, do we get rid of Field of the Dead, which is going to be a problem later, or this keeps him, getting rid of this keeps him from casting a bunch of stuff, at least for now. So I think we have to just kind of, so what happens if we get hold on. If we get the Behemoth, creatures you could control gain trample and XX, where X is the number of creatures. So that'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that enough? That's not enough. I mean, he might have to block a bunch of stuff, though. I mean, maybe our best chance is just to take the Behemoth and go for it this turn. So what can he do next turn? He can play the Nadu, but I mean, he's going to be low. I think our best chance, rather than playing, I don't think we can play the long game with this guy. I think we have to take the Behemoth and just kind of go with it. It is going to be -1 because of the Animate Dead, but I think this is our best shot, honestly. He can get rid of the Dark Confidant if he blocks with everything, because it's only going to get +3. But if he does do that, we're going to get rid of all of his stuff. So, I mean, good luck us. We will, if he's at 2, so Ragavan's okay. This can do 2 to him next turn if he's at that. I think Ragavan's going to be better than an average draw in the long run. Is that right? I mean, we're probably going to play Robber of the Rich. Maybe we need to go for a direct damage spell instead or something. Man, we're going to put that on. What else can he play? He can play Nadu. So Nadu, that's bad against Nadu. So we're going to put it into the graveyard. And we're just going to attack and hope for the best. I mean, I think this is even than getting the thing and destroying a land, and he's going to draw a land at some point. So I think this is just kind of better than just sitting around and waiting and hoping and praying. If we get him to 2, we can use this next time. I don't know what he's at. So he's at 1. Okay, if he doesn't draw anything, if he might time twister or wheel of fortune, but if he doesn't, we might be able to do 1 to him. Nadu, I don't think. Does Nadu do anything? Is he passing? Unless he drew like a spell pierce or something. Okay, so no, he's gonna get to draw one. That's right. I forgot about this stupid thing. So he's saving his lands. I mean, we have a shot. We gave ourselves an opportunity. If he's gonna be able to sacrifice and like draw a bunch of cards and stuff, but is there anything? I don't think there's anything here that gains life, right? Does this gain life? So he can reveal the top cards and maybe do something, but all right. So we're gonna play the land. No reason not to, in case he has like days or something. I don't know. So we should know what he has. We're just gonna go for it. Oh, we didn't even have to show it. All right. Whew. Told you that Animate Dead was good. All right. So maybe I do want the Tarfire. Maybe this Goldspan Dragon in this type of deck is a little slow. And do we want the Lavamancer? Lavamancer I feel like can be good. But what do we get rid of? Oh, man. If we put in the Lavamancer, it's just not very good early. It might just be a little... We can't play the long game with this guy. So, I mean, I think we just have to go with this. Be nice to not draw 7 lands. I was going to take the that guy. I'm glad... Man. Mox freaking Diamond, dude. We'd have to get rid of our 1 land in order to use this. But all we'd have to do is draw a land, and then I just don't think we can do it. Sucks having to mull. Oh my god, come on. Oh, this game's frustrating sometimes. I mean, we do have strip mine. I mean, I just don't want to go to 5. The 2 casting cost red just has to go. Not a great time to not draw well. You know, we tried. I mean, hold on. Anime Dead with Woodfall Primus in there. Let's cast this. We don't really have any other choice. See if we can get something. Okay, Time Twister and the Safekeeper. Hold on now. So we can cast the Time Twister. We don't care too much about this. Do we care about the Safekeeper right now? When it enters, return a land card from your graveyard. I think, and we do have that, but although he can get rid of a land, we don't want him in this spot. We don't want him to cast Time Twister right now. So I think we need to take that so that we can not guarantee, but almost guarantee that we play this Anime Dead and get the Primus. So he has Safekeeper and Titania in his hand. So we can get rid of... All right. So we can get rid of the Titania, which I think we have to do. So we're going to evoke. Return a land card from the graveyard. Do we want to? So we want to get rid of this because using this on this isn't going to do anything. So let's get rid of his creature. Choose an opponent. We're going to get rid of the Titania. Is there any... No. There's no reason to take that instead of the Primus. So we're going to play Strip Mine. We're going to animate Dead, Woodfall Primus. And we're going to use it on... We could get rid of... No, we have to get rid of the Fast Spawn. That's just the key to a lot of his combos. And it's a top deck now. All right. Red? No. No red. We're going to attack. Getting a red would have been really sweet. That's okay. At least we have something to play. Do we... No, we have to play this before we strip mine. Even if he draws a land, like the Lotus Cobra isn't like doing anything right now. Like getting a bonus land from that just does absolutely nothing for him. Really hope he doesn't draw. I mean, if he drew Ancestral Recall, I assume, okay. So he's bestowing that on that. So that's a 3/2 land. Whenever you may pay 2 to create a token copy. This would be a fantastic time to draw a red land. He's attacking. I mean, if he's not going to block, then he might as well attack. It makes sense. I mean, we can cast that. Death Touch, Lifelink. So let's attack. Because, well, it's too late now, but let's attack. And then we're going to cast Baragoyf. So it's a 4/5 Death Touch, Lifelink, power when this creature deals combat. So do we want to strip mine something? I don't. We can get rid of the forest. We can't cut him off of any colors is the problem. Like if we could get rid of one color, like even if we get rid of this, he can cast red stuff and blue stuff. We can keep him from... Man, getting a token? No, I think we want to be able to cast 2 mana black spells for now. I don't think strip mining anything keeps him from enough. Like, oh, there might... Okay, I mean, it would have kept him from playing that, but that doesn't do anything at the moment. But, I mean, we didn't know that was in there. Obviously. All right, there's a mountain. So, so if we do this, he can sacrifice a land to give something Shroud. So we can do 2 to him. If he takes the 5, I think right now we just attack. We get his trigger. Or if he does damage. He can't kill anything with those creatures. We could have played the robber. So now we can get rid of this. And do we strip mine something now? Now that we can cast that? I think so. I think we strip mine that. Top deck. Land 1 time. I cannot believe we cranked that out. Holy crap. And... Oh, did Benny lose? All that and Benny lost. Damn it. We played the matches of our lives. Not really. It's a bit of an exaggeration. We don't even get the payoff against Benny. He sucks. Why did I even? Why was I even trying to play that guy? It's garbage. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, in Magic stuff happens, but we've come this far. We might as well record the entire thing and play it out. Let's finish this out. All right, we got some stuff. Man, we really have not been drawing supremely well, but we've been making it work with what we got. But I think this is just too much with this to be able to draw more. Soul Ring, yikes. This would be a great time to draw on a braid. All right, at least we can destroy that. Whenever you attack, so I mean, he would have to get rid of the Soul Ring to do something with it right now. So maybe we play the Dark Confidant first, or do we just? Nah, we gotta get rid of that thing. And this lets us surveil, which is nice. We just don't really want that guy right now. So, okay. Anything else? Now we're for sure, since we can play both our things, we're going to play the Dark Confidant if he doesn't play anything else. I mean, depending on what we draw, obviously. He does have something else. But we're going to get rid of his white-black. Shallow Grave that. Interesting. Is he going to sack this? He is going to sack the Soul Ring. Wow. That is aggressive. So we're going to play the Strip Mine first in case he has like a red counter or something. A red Mana Tithe. We're going to play that. And we're going to get rid of his... Cut him off from those colors. Cuts him off from 2 different colors so he can only play, well, now red or black. But this would be a great time to draw something destructive. We're at 8 already. How did we get to 8? How did we get to 8? Am I missing something? That was 2. 4. What? Anyway. We're going to play that. We're going to get rid of... hold on. If we play that first, then... Nah. We're going to get rid of that. And then I think we're going to attack... I don't know how much flash stuff there is that's red and black. He could have removal, but I mean, he can cast that anyway. Okay, I mean... So we can play that. If we play that, if we tap 2, 3, then we'll have 5, 1, 2, 3. So we can't cast all 3 things. This Dark Confidant's gonna. So I think we need to play. Do we dash the Ragamon? That's the question. Probably not. So let's play the Grim Monolith. Let's use it. Cast this guy. Maybe we... Did we dash it? Maybe we do dash it. Get an extra 2 damage that way. Can cast a 1-drop. Can't play that, right? Yeah. Alright. Don't kill us, Star Confidant. Don't kill us. Alright, that was nice. So let's see what he's got going on. And get a lifelinker in play, more importantly. Oh, wow. He didn't even... I mean, that's a bit hasty. Okay, so he's got some stuff. So I think... I keep citing this in. Against that, maybe it's just for this type of deck. Maybe just Goldspan is just a little. He has Shallow Grave. That's interesting. There's got to be something like bigger in there. Yeah, I mean, let's just streamline our deck. Let's just not have any super expensive stuff. As long as Tarfire is useful, as long as it trades for stuff, it's kind of worth it. Man, that Animate Dead was the MVP. That was the only reason we won that last matchup. There's just so many situations that come up like that. All right, so this is a good hand. We got a good draw for one, so we can turn 1 Bat or Confidant, and then play a land, and then refill and have a good guy in play. This is the first time I think we've even drawn or seen the Mox Diamond. Maybe there was one other time, but we didn't. No, we mulliganed it that one time. Okay. So he's got a 2-1 early. I'm glad we put that Tar Fire Pit thing in here. So they're all mountains, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to play that. We're going to cast that, exiling or discarding, which matters for the channeler actually, that. And then the question is, do we Confidant or Bat? I think we want to disrupt his hand early. So he's got Grizzlebrand. He's got Exhume. He has a way to discard, so I think we want to get rid of this. For now, he can't cast the Nemesis, but when he gets to 3 mana, he can discard the Grizzlebrand, so if he draws a way to do that, we're just kind of effed in the A. We can't block. Can we block? No, we shouldn't block, especially because it has lifelink. So next turn we can play both of these things and then play... well, he's probably going to take the Confidant. Oh, wait, it's non-creature? Nice. Alright, so we get our dual land. We get to play... I think it's better to play these two and then play him, right? Maybe? Yeah. 1... This has flying, unfortunately, so we can't attack with the bat anymore. But next turn we can play the Carnage Interpreter. Ah, man, the Goyf is actually... Is that a reason enough to hold off? Or do we just want to get him in there now? If we wait too much longer, pretty soon, when he gets that in play, there's not much we can do about it besides in case we draw the Infernal Grasp thing. This does have touch and lifelink, but it's only... Yeah, I think we just have to play this. because it's not. If it was like a 4-5 or something, there might be some thought to playing it. But right now, I think just getting this in and start wailing on him is the best way to go. So he's going to play the Nemesis, most likely. If he attacks with the 2-1, I think I might trade with the... No, he's just not attacking. Interesting. And he's not playing anything. That's bizarre. Ooh, that's nice. So that makes him a 5-5 again. Let's get rid of his red mana, force him to do whatever he's going to do. Is he going to use this, the exhaust? Did discard. Yep. Okay. Discard Grizzlebrand and Atroxa. So any reanimation spell and we're doomed. So we have to attack for 5. And let's do one of these clues now. If it's a land, it kind of sucks. But if it's like a creature or something, yeah, let's just go for it. Okay, so I mean that gets rid of one of those. I mean, he's going to get the enter trigger, but at least it does something. So we can play the land and potentially whatever else we draw. If we draw 2 lands, we're kind of screwed because he goes from... He needs to have 1 or fewer cards for him to be 5/5 menace. Right now he's just a regular 3/3. Okay, so we don't know what's in his hand anymore. He's playing that guy. We could destroy that, hope that he doesn't draw anything. I mean, if he plays these, we're kind of... If he had a reanimation spell, he would have used it. Doing this is effective for our mana. It allows us to attack with him next turn, and it keeps him from being able to block. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we just kind of have to hope that he can't get those guys out of the graveyard. Land, yeah, we definitely don't want to land right now. So we're going to play that. We're going to play that so he becomes a 5/5. And we're going to attack. Man, only 3 card ties right now. Otherwise, he'd be a 3/3 flyer. We're still at 13, so I don't think we want to attack with the Dark Confidant yet to trade with just that guy. Yeah, so we're just gonna attack. Because we drew that, there's not a ton we would really want to draw right now. I think we want to give ourselves the option to attack with the 5/5 next turn. If we draw 2 lands in a row, we're so screwed. So Soul Ring, okay. Okay, so he's gonna be able to start blocking here. So all these guys can team up on him. So hopefully we draw that Tarfire and can get rid of something. Yeah, like that. So we're going to play the land. Okay, let's see. So we can get rid of...
Victory Screech!
All right, well, we won. Yeah, we won from start to finish, and I recorded it all. So we didn't get to play Benny, but I mean, I got a well thought out, mildly okay-ish executed thing on video. So yeah, that was cool. Pretty happy with how I played overall. Turns out it's a much easier game when you don't make a bunch of stupid blunders. I think talking it out probably helped me a bit. But yeah, well, that was fun. Maybe this will make it into a video sometime. Who knows? But yeah, I think that deck was, I don't know. It's weird. It didn't feel like a trophy level deck. Like, I think a lot had to go right for us to win that second match. Like, Animate Dead in both those games are the reason we won. So I think we made the best with what we had and overcame some crappy draws and battled it out, and yeah, we're able to take it down. So I guess maybe if I ever see LSV or one of these other guys in here, maybe I'll do this again. Who knows? But yeah, until next time, signing off. Have a good day.